How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Constantly Varied Fitness. Today I want to talk about my very first experience in a CrossFit box. Alright guys, a little bit of background about me. Growing up I played so many different sports. I played baseball, I did karate, I did golf, I did a bunch of different things. I'm just trying all of it, never really stuck with one. Throughout high school I did football. I didn't play too much, I wasn't the biggest guy, I wasn't the fastest guy, so I did a lot of practicing. But during that time I started weightlifting and I absolutely fell in love with it. I learned how to do cleans and snatches and these explosive dynamic stuff, how to do box jumps, how to be very athletic, and that kind of led to me getting into CrossFit, which we'll get into just a minute. So senior year comes around, I graduate, and I didn't really play much. Now senior year comes around, I graduate. After graduating, I started going to the regular gym. I started getting into bodybuilding. I really liked it during the time. I loved the pump. I loved taking pre-workout and kind of like that ego feeling. It's like walking around the gym thinking you're the biggest person there. Again, I was like 150 pounds. I was far from being big. I still weigh about 150. I weigh about 155, 156 now. My physique's definitely changed due to CrossFit, by the way. But I started doing bodybuilding type stuff. I started doing soccer, so I played soccer for about a year on a U18 team, so essentially everyone was about 18-ish or younger. I wish I played soccer when I was younger because I absolutely loved it. I felt like that would have been more my calling than football was, so I wish I would have done that when I was like 6 or 7 and had more potential when I got older. But once I started getting, I started going through the motion with bodybuilding, and I was like, it was too repetitive. It was every day was chest day, every Tuesday was leg day, and even though I still liked it, it was not the same feeling I had with lifting weights and working out when I was in football. Just was not feeling it. I was kind of losing that motivation, and it was funny because how I actually heard about CrossFit. I'd never seen it, didn't watch it on TV, didn't see it on YouTube. I'd never heard of it, never thought anything of it. I was at one of my sister's soccer games because she'd played soccer all her life, and now she's about to get a scholarship to play all over the place. So. But nonetheless, I was hanging out at one of her soccer games, and her coach, which I actually still work out with now that I've moved and I still see her all the time, was talking to some of the parents about CrossFit, and they were saying like, yeah, it was so intense, it was so crazy, so fun, these movements are wild, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this sounds interesting, this sounds like something I could get into. Like, they're doing a bunch of, that's what I missed about football, was being athletic. Not just, I don't care about size as much. I'm not like, I think I'm a pretty thick dude, but I'm not, I don't need to get much bigger, otherwise I look like a cannonball just walking around, and I'm not trying to look like a big, Michelin man. So I just loved being athletic, doing dynamic stuff, being very explosive and all these different things, and just like lifting heavy weight. That was my thing. I don't care about doing sets of 12 and getting the pump anymore. I want to like be athletic. So I hear about the gym they're talking about. It was called CrossFit Marietta. I'm originally from Marietta. I look it up online. I shoot them an email saying, hey, I saw your guys' gym. It looks pretty cool. How do I go about trying out a class, or do I come in, or do I talk to someone? They're like, yeah, come in Monday to try a class. So I asked them what their times were, and during the time I wasn't in school, but I was working a full-time job. That was like 60 plus hours a week. It was consuming my whole life. So it was literally like from 7 a.m. to like 6 p.m. I was working, if not longer. So the only time I could go was their 5 a.m. class. So 4:30 comes around, I wake up, I go to their 5 a.m. class. When I walk into this place, this is the biggest gym I've ever been to this date. I've been to like 15, 20 other CrossFit gyms. This is the biggest gym I've ever been to. It was a 10,000 square foot space, big, empty, factory type setting. And they had a little teeny office in the corner where they kind of had a desk. They talked to people and signed memberships and stuff. They had a little teeny kids area, and then they had a little teeny retail area. Otherwise, it was a huge open space. They had like a small rig in one corner. They had some rings hung up, some ropes, and that was about it. I'm walking in this huge place, and I'm like, this is my first time at a CrossFit gym. I didn't Google or look up any spaces before, like how they typically set up or how they look, and I was like, this is strange. This is really weird. So nonetheless, I'm in this gym, it's 5 a.m., I'm tired, but I'm really excited and nervous and eager to see what's going on. So they actually had put me in one of their fundamentals classes. So it wasn't like I was going to a regular class that most of the members are going to. I was going into like an intro class where they teach the basic movements and they show you how it goes and that kind of stuff, which I guess worked out pretty well. So I'm in this class and I'm talking to this instructor who was like only a few years older than me, and I'm like, this chick looks diesel. This chick, shredded. She had big old shoulders, and I was like, dang, I wish I had shoulders like that. I was listening to her, and I was like, if whatever this girl wants me to do, I'll do it, because I want to look like her when I grow up. Now, the first thing they had us do was they went over the squats. So they went over air squats, back squats, front squats. It's like really simple with like a PVC pipe, working on the technique. And then they had us find a 1 rep max back squat. I don't agree with this now that I know what I know, because people are all over the place. Technique is bad, mobility is bad. So maybe finding like a 3 rep max where they can't truly like push themselves too heavy would have been more ideal, but that's how they ran it. So I don't know how they run it anymore. But they had us find a 1 rep max. And at the time, my max was 315 for a back squat, and it's funny because I started warming up, and they were like, dang, this kid's pretty strong, because I was a little smaller than I was now, and even if you look at me now, I don't look like a huge, strong dude until you see me lift, and you realize I'm really strong. But I'm warming up, and I end up hitting 315 again, but I don't think I went full depth. So the one I hit before was 295, so I think that's the one that I said, I'll say my max is 295, because I want to make sure I get full depth, because I've always been a full depth guy, even in football back in the day. I was like, I hate when guys unrack the bar and they go, huh, huh, yeah, squatted 500 pounds. Like, no, you knee bent 500 pounds. But it was funny seeing all their facial expressions. They were definitely not anticipating that from me. I probably had like one of the heaviest squats at the time out of all the members there, and people that were in the class were kind of like watching and keeping an eye on me, because they were like, holy crap, this kid's pretty strong, even though I was only strong at back squats. Still, it's all I'm really good at. So that was a really funny experience, watching everyone's face and seeing them all check out my back squat. So after that, my ego was kind of lifted. I was like, yeah, I can hang here. This ain't bad. This is whatever. So then after that, most classes go. It's a warm up, some stretches, and then it'll be the strength portion, which was our squats and our like squat technique coverage, and then the workout. So the workout was, I can't remember. I could probably find it somewhere. Nope, I couldn't find it. But I remember the workout having like rowing. It had like dumbbell push press and like sit-ups. It was like a really simple like 7-minute workout, because all you need are like 7 to 10 minute workouts for newbies, and they're usually dying because they think, oh, it's only 7 minutes. They go really hard and they die halfway through. So the coach was talking to me, and she's like, are you pretty strong? You're pretty confident? I'm like, yeah, I feel pretty good. I feel like I can hang on this workout. They're like, well, she's like, I want you to do handstand push-ups, and I'm like, say what? She demos to me what a handstand push-up is. It kicks up on the wall and does a push-up, and in my head I'm like, I was sweating bullets, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep her cool. Let's do this. She can do it. I can do it. I'm pretty strong. Now I kick up, and as soon as I kick up, before I can do the push-up, this is the first time I've ever been upside down, like inverted. That was terrifying, and I'm like, how am I gonna lower on my head? So she puts a bunch of ab mats underneath my head, so I literally go, burp, burp, and I'm like, okay, that wasn't bad. Takes another ab mat out. I come down, come back up. She takes all of them out, so I'm just on a not a yoga mat, but a gymnastics mat. I come all the way down. I struggle and barely get one. She's like, okay, I want you to do 3 or 4 reps instead of the 12 push press every time you come to this. And I actually ended up doing them, and then ever since that day, I've been in love with handstand pushes. It's my favorite movement. Like, I would literally, after that day, I would go home every single day, kick up into a handstand, start practicing handstand walks, and I love being inverted now. That's like one of my favorite movements, and I feel like I'm pretty good at them. So thank you for scaring me into handstands, and now it's like my favorite thing. Who would have known? But after that day, they give like a little breakdown. Great job, guys. This is how our classes are run. If you want to continue with us, our fundamentals is 5 more like classes like this, where you're gonna learn the movements, learn how to press, learn how to do all these other different things that we go over in our normal classes. So if you want to sign up, you can do that. That day I signed up. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I after the first day, I fell in love. This is what I want to do. This is something incredibly challenging. You're learning new things. It's not just the same monotonous thing over and over. Every single time you walk in, you're trying new stuff, and you're just testing your abilities and limits and getting better at them. Alright guys, that's my video. I wanted to keep it real quick and see what you guys thought about it. If you want to hear more about my CrossFit experience and different things that I've tried and things like that, let me know down below in the comment section. Otherwise, if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for plenty more. If you don't already, follow us on Constantly Varied Fitness on Instagram. We'll see you guys next time.